So let's do a little experiment together. We would like to see here what are the benefits of projects. Imagine a situation that you are a manager in a company or in an organization, and you can decide how we will do things in this company. Because not everything is best managed as projects. Some things are good to manage as projects and some are not. So imagine a situation here now, then, as I said, that you are the manager of a company and you would like, and you can decide when this one we will do as a project and this one we will not do as a project. And also think, why should we do it as a project? So if you see, for example, these 12 examples here, which of these ones would you run as a project? And which ones would you not run as a project? So take a few minutes, go through this list, and put a yes or a no, and think, why did you put a yes or why did you put a no as a little comment. So before we continue, you can stop the video, for example, for a while, and go through the list, and then we will have a look at it together. Okay, have you done it? Have you gone through the 12? So let's do it together. But before we do that, let's have a look on the definition for a project. What is actually a project? And this is how we define a project in GPMM, based on the standards, actually. A project is an activity going on in a temporary organization. So it's not a fixed one that lasts for a very long time, for years and years. No, this is an organization we set up for a period only as long as the project lasts. So it's a team then with people working together with the project manager and the ones working in the project. A project has a well-defined scope and a goal, so it's limited to that. This is what we're going to do. It's not forever. It's well-defined, a scope with a goal. We should be ready with this within a certain time. And to do this, we also have a fixed budget. That this is the amount of money we have, or amount of resources, and different ways defined. But we have a fixed budget. This is what it can cost. It is limited in time. It has a start date and an end date. It's unique, non-recurrent, we say. So it means this is something specific we do for this time. It's not something ongoing, recurrent. This is non-recurrent, so it's unique. It's typically cross-functional, meaning that we use resources from different parts of the organization with different specific competencies. So we pick people from different functional units out in the organization, we put them together as a team in the project, and we do this together. And all projects, they aim at a change. What do we mean with that? Well, actually the idea is that since it's something unique, limited in time, etc., that this change, something will happen. It will be a new product, it will be a change in the organization or change in the way you're working. We deliver something to the customer that the customer can make use of. So it aims at a change. Something has changed afterwards. So that's this is then the definition of a project. So if you take this into account then and have a look at these 12, this could be the right answers. Maybe you don't fully agree on all the ones here because they can be interpreted, but this could be an answer to it. So let's take them one by one and see why it's a yes or why it is a no. Development of computer software, the first one. Well, this is a quite typical one for a project. That is something unique. We have to develop something. We need to be ready by a certain time. And we put together a team and we develop this software and we deliver it. So this is very typically a project. Maintenance of computer software, we say a no. This is typically something that is it is current. It's not this. It is recurrence happening a lot of times because we get error reports and so that we need to solve. And so this is something that is recurrent that we do continuously. So this is not typically a project. It could be a project if something very specific happens that require a big change into the software. Then we could start up a project for it. But for the continuous maintenance of the software is typically not the project. So the third one is actually very similar. Customer support. This is also an ongoing recurrent activity that we typically don't manage as a project. But let me comment here directly also on this one, because it's important to actually do this distinction between if it is a project or if it's not a project. Because if it is a project, the way of managing this is in one way. We have a project manager, we plan it, we define the scope, etc., all these things. But if it's not a project, we manage the whole activity in another way. And that's why we need to distinguish here why it's a project or not. Because the way of managing this is different. And then let's have a look at number 4, selling your private car. Well, we put a yes here. Here it actually depends. Typically could be yes, because from a definition point of view, it's clearly a project. But on the other hand, I would say it could depend here on if this is a very normal car that's very easy to sell on the market. Then it could actually doubt, is this really a project? Yeah, from a definition point of view, yes. But if it's a very rapid thing, let's say you put an ad in the morning and in the afternoon you have already sold it. Does it make sense to organize a project for that? Appoint a project manager, do your plans and everything? Maybe not. It's just only like one activity. So in that sense, it's not really, could be said that it's not a project. But if you take the other extreme, you have a very exclusive car or a very specific car that is not that easy to sell, and maybe you need to repair it a bit before, etc. So you have a number of activities. To sell the car is not that simple. And in that sense, it can be perfectly run as a project with the planning of all the activities that you are to do, you will do, and also finally sell it. Number 6, introduction of a new car into the market. Well, this is also typically something new that we develop and we will introduce into the market, which has lots of different activities that needs a lot of coordination and management, a very typical project. Number 6, on the other hand, is no. Here we mean then to only assemble one car out of 1 million. I mean, that is a very repetitive. We do lots of cars, so each car is not a project here. To develop a new car, yeah, that could be a project, but we didn't ask about that. Construction of a new ferry, 1 out of 20 in a customer order. As you know, ferries are very big, and they're quite unique, all of them also. So here it makes sense to run it as a project, each individual ferry, because each of them, it's a big thing that will last actually for years until they're ready, depending on the ferry here, but it could last quite a long time, and they are a bit unique. There are different paintings, different ways inside, etc. So it could very well be a project. Number 8, handling technical improvements in one of the car models. Well, this is also could be typically a project, because we are to develop something new here, which is unique, limited in time, must be read at a certain point in time, has a budget for that, cannot cost more and that, so it fulfills these requirements or these definitions we have on the project also. Handling complaints from one of the customers. Well, this is actually quite similar to the first two that we are working with, maintenance and support. So it's an ongoing activity which we don't manage as a project. It could be also here that this complaint could result in a new project. In that sense, it could be a project, so we start it up. But the ongoing activity of just receiving these complaints and managing them, it's a recurrent activity that we don't manage as a project. Implementation of a new test tool. Here comes something unique and new again, aiming at the change, as we have said before. So this could very well be a project also. Testing new cars prior to delivery, or actually similar to the production here. This is something we do continuously and don't need a specific project for each testing here of the new car. And then number 12. This is a project, but maybe not only is a project. It could be something even bigger than that. Actually, typically a problem is a program. And what is a program, to briefly explain it? A program is actually a set or a group of number of projects that aim at a same goal. The same goal here would be then to put the man on the moon. But to get to that point, we need to do lots of activities. We need to design a rocket, we need to test a rocket, we need to have these astronaut suits, we need food, we need a lot of communication, computers, and lots of things. And each of them could be a project. And together we have a program that aims to get this man get the man to the moon and hopefully get him back also afterwards. So this could be the answer to these 12. And then if you look at this also and sort of summarize here the benefits, why should we run some things then as projects? It's then of course much more likely that we get a better project performance, meaning then that we deliver things on time, within budget, and that we get happy customers, satisfied customers. Not only that we deliver on time, maybe we could actually most likely see possibilities to reducing the time, thanks that we have good control, we have good plans, etc. So probably it could be a possibility to even reduce the delivery time, which could be very beneficial if we, for example, are to launch a new product. The risk in general is reduced also because it's more likely that we will deliver something on time and we actually will deliver. So that what we have planned to do actually will happen. So the risk of failing here will be less or lower. We also then better quality, as I said, meaning in the sense that the receivers of this outcome, it will be more closer to what they expected, because we will have activities that aim to ensure customer satisfaction and that these expectations are fulfilled. And as an important part in product management, we have this communication knowledge area. So we will set up routines and have a better communication in general, meaning how we will do it, and also we have a common language, common documents, etc. So it will be better communication around this activity in general. We will follow standard methodologies, well, the actual standards as we saw before, but it could also be if you use a model then like GPMM, we have a common way of working that will make it easier for everyone to know what to do and understand each other. Especially important maybe considering a product that are in different places in the world. You have some people in one part of the world, another in another part of the world. It could be in different countries, in different continents even. So it's very important then to have common ways of working and to ensure we understand each other. Even more if we work in the virtual world, because then we cannot communicate as well as when we see each other. It's getting better and better, also the virtual world. Consistency in reporting, it says here, yeah, we have common ways of then define how we will report from these projects, and imagine a program with maybe lots of projects in it, that we have the same way of reporting from all these projects. It will be much easier then for the program manager to understand what's going on. But also other people in the organization, maybe the functional managers, the top management, etc., they will easier get to see or get a good, complete picture of what's going on in their activity or in their company if they see the same type of reporting from all the projects. So thus we have better accuracy also in the product reports, that what is in actually these reports is more close to what is actually going on or what the actual status of the activities. And last here, but not least at all, very important, we said it before, the human aspect is always very important. So if projects are well managed, well run, people will be more motivated, and we will have better people working, better personnel working in general, and performance. Because as we know, everyone will like to work in areas which functions well. So we will be more motivated and we will perform better, which of course will be then finally that the product itself functions better also, and we get better product performance. So these are many of the very most important reasons why we should run some of the activities as projects.